Oh, cute, adorable kittens. You gotta love them. I mean, cats as a species is the reason why YouTube is so huge in the first place. And now we get a movie revolved around one single kitten? Please, give me more. Actually, hold on. Nah, I'm good, actually. Okay, so Keanu. Whoa. So Keanu follows the story of a lonely man named Rell, and after his girlfriend breaks up with him, he feels there isn't any purpose in life and has a major withdrawal from the outside world. Eventually, a small kitten would escape from this huge drug house massacre, and then he would arrive at Rell's house, he gets the name Keanu, and then he becomes Rell's way of recuperation. However, Keanu gets stolen from Rell, so Rell along with his cousin have to go into the drug business to get him back. But in the midst of going incognito and getting wrapped up in the drug business, Rell and his cousin will do whatever it takes to win family back, even if it takes doing criminal activity. So Keanu is the first film star in the comedy duo Key and Peele, who previously worked on Mad TV and would eventually have their own show on Comedy Central. Both really funny dudes. If you guys haven't heard of Key and Peele, I highly suggest you check out that skit Substitute Teacher that you can find here on YouTube. That one shows more of Key's range, but if you want to see how they work as a comedy duo, check out the church skit. That personally is my favorite. So I was really looking forward to this movie to see how Key and Peele's chemistry would be in a full-length movie instead of skits, and luckily, they proved they can be really good in a movie together. Just like their TV shows, they show that they're basically made for each other because their chemistry was off the charts. And that's the way a comedy duo in a comedy movie should work. Have tons of experience in the past, and when it's time to get to film, they still have that spark about them. Although sometimes that's not always the case. For example, 21 Jump Street with Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum never worked with each other before, but the first movie together, they were totally awesome. I mean, it's a rare chance of that happening, but once it does, it's really cool to see it pull through. But since Key and Peele have a history together, they have translated what they have left behind on their TV onto the big screen, and they worked out very well. Almost every scene they had together had me convinced that they could be the next big comedy duo in film, since they managed to hold up an entire 90-minute comedy. Plus, it's cool to see Peele get some of the glory, whereas Key, he's involved with a lot of movies just by himself, but now these two are together, it just feels complete. And the good thing about Keanu is that when the comedy hits, it hits really hard and it's really funny. And that's all thanks to the writing by Jordan Peele and Alex Rubens, who is known for writing TV shows like Community and Rick and Morty, which sadly I haven't come across watching yet, but I heard good things about it. But after seeing Keanu, it had me more invested in Alex Rubens' writing, so I hope that he works with Key and Peele later in the future. It was cool to see how some scenes paid homage to their TV show on Comedy Central, like for example, they had a car conversation in the near beginning of the movie, which is like the intro to their TV show, and it looked like that scene was improvised all the way through because of how natural it was to them and just made for the funnier scenes. Like I mentioned before how good their chemistry was, that's how I felt with the writing because it was made for that comedy duo, and most of the time I was really laughing. But when I say most of the time, that obviously means that not all the jokes landed for me personally. Especially the writing too, because when it got to the second act, I feel like it drifted away from the main objective of what the characters are trying to accomplish. It goes off course to the point where I was like, wait a second, aren't they trying to get a cute little kitten? But it totally made me forget about it in the second act. Not that it bothered me or anything, because granted, I'm a dog person, and even a cute-ass cat like Keanu, it wasn't enough for me to actually care about cats. But that also comes to personal interest in the movie, which I don't dock off points for, but when it comes to the writing aspect, I do. Still made out to be a pretty good time for the movie, because I say, if you want to see Keanu, it's worth seeing at the matinee price at best. Please don't hate me for not liking cats. It's really funny, because when it gets to the end credits, it's showing all the cast and crew and everything, but when it gets to Keanu, it shows Keanu Reeves' name right next to the cat's name. I mean, I thought that was hilarious, so that's something you should look out for, but doesn't really matter at all. So anyway guys, have you seen Keanu and what did you think about it, and what is your favorite Key and Peele skit? Whatever it is, leave it down below. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all that social media shit down below. Keep in contact with me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and as always, may the cat force be with you.